Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let in, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with shade.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Never on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, you guys, welcome to Shades Tube Late Night Owls Talk Time, the place to get the real facts and no mess here, you guys. Anyway, welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay over here in the chat. We got Jermaine in the place to be. What's going on, Jermaine? Thank you so much for being here. You guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. If you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, Cash App donation, and $ Shades Tube, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 a month. Okay? And thanks to all who have donated. I definitely appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and do this copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen. All right. So, guys, again, we are going to be discussing a new claim that Julia Roberts' sister made regarding Timothy Busfield. Okay. And then we have that list, Jeffrey Epstein. Some added names, so we're going to go over that list, you guys, and maybe a couple other things regarding that. But I'm not going to use certain people names, okay? You guys probably know who I'm talking about, and that's the way I'm going to do it because they are doing some weird stuff when you talk about this dude on social media, okay? So go get you a relaxing bed to lay in, okay? Some water to drink. Not too much, though. And if you are at work, continue to do your job, but listen or watch me on the download, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me turn my music on in the background. Thanks, Jermaine, for being here. And thanks to everybody in the bushes, like I said before, and everybody who watched this in the replay. I definitely appreciate y'all views and support. Okay, let's go ahead and put this music on so it won't be like I'm in here by myself. And we're gonna be here for about 40 minutes, okay? Maybe even 30, because it's kind of late here and I got to get ready to go to bed. Okay, so anyway, first thing first, let's go ahead and talk about the list first. Okay, let's talk about the list first. Because this list, all the stuff I've been reading about Jeffrey Epstein is a hot ass mess, okay? A hot ass mess. And y'all know who is all on that list allegedly too, which is a damn trip. Let me see if I spell his name correctly. Yeah, I did. Okay. I hope y'all had a good Monday too and a good weekend. So let's go into this. So first thing first, let's go over his list. Okay, so let's see here what we got. Okay, so wait a minute. It's a lot of people, you guys. Man, I got so much stuff here. I can't, like I said, I cannot go over all this stuff, obviously, for, certain purposes and stuff, but I can say some of this stuff. So anyway, they have a new list where new people added to the list, which is a hot ass mess. Y'all, they said they got 2,000 videos, 180 images. Goodness. They got more than 3 million pages of material under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Goodness. Now let's see here. Now they said they did put this, just because a person's name is in the release, they are not saying that this person did anything wrong, okay? I know that. So let's see. So number one, they got, maybe I should just say the initials to everybody. I mean, I'm just gonna go for it. Elon Musk, okay? They said newly released records indicate that Elon Musk and Epstein exchanged emails in 2012 and 2013 that touched on the possibility of Musk visiting Jeffrey's private island, okay? The messages include Epstein's referencing potential travel plans to Little St. James, the U.S. Virgin Islands property that later became central to numerous allegations of sexual abuse. Now, Elon Musk replied. They say he wrote multiple posts on social media platform X regarding the matter. He said, "No one pushed harder than me to have Epstein's files released, and I'm glad that has finally happened." Okay, that's one post. He said he had very little correspondence with Epstein and declined repeated invitations to go to his island or fly on his Lolita Express. He said, but was well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by detractors to smear my name. I don't care about that. But what I do care about is what we at least attempt to prosecute those who committed serious crimes with Epstein, especially regarding heinous exploitation of underage girls. So that's what Elon said, okay? Then you have Bill Gates' name there. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has strongly denied absolutely absurd and completely false allegations made by Epstein, seen in the new release that he may have contracted a sexually transmitted, you know what, from Russian girls. The material contained 2 draft emails from Epstein's email address dated July 18, 2013. Neither is signed, and none include any messages from Gates. One draft takes the form of a Gates Foundation resignation letter alleging medication had been procured for Gates to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls. The other, beginning, "Dear Bill," accuses Gates of ending a friendship and repeats unverified claims about concealing a sexually transmitted infection from his then wife. Again, a spokesperson for Gates told the BBC that the allegations stem from a proven disgruntled liar. In a statement to Newsweek, a spokesperson for Gates said, "These claims are absolutely absurd and completely false. The only thing these documents demonstrate is Epstein's frustration that he did not have any ongoing relationship with Gates in the lengths he would go to entrap and defame." The next name is Richard Branson. So this, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, billionaire and Virgin Group co-founder Richard Branson appeared in the latest information, including an email threads with Epstein and his assistant, as well as an image of Branson with Epstein on a tropical island, which is undated. An email response from Branson to Epstein dated 2013 read, "Anytime you are in the area, would love to see you, as long as you bring your harem." The outlet reported that a Virgin Group spokesperson said Branson sent the email after hosting Epstein as part of a business meeting on Branson's private island, adding that Epstein arrived with 3 adult women who did not take part in the meeting. A Virgin Group spokesperson told Newsweek any contact Richard and Joan Branson had with Epstein took place on only a few occasions more than 12 years ago and was limited to group or business settings, such as a charity tennis event. When Epstein offered a charity donation, the Branson asked their team to carry out due diligence before accepting the donations, which uncovered serious allegations. As a result of what the due diligence uncovered, Virgin Unite did not take the donation, and Richard and Joan decided not to meet or speak with Epstein again. Had they had the full picture and information, there would have been no contact whatsoever. Richard believes that Epstein's actions were abhorrent and supports the rights to justice for his many victims. The next person is Catherine Rumler, I guess Ruemmle. The new documents also show that General Counsel for Goldman Sachs and former White House counsel under Barack Obama, Catherine Rumler, received several gifts, including wine, flowers, a Hermes bag, and $10,000 in Bergdorf Goodman gift cards, as per the Wall Street Journal. Catherine previously stated her relationship with Epstein was professional and she interacted with criminals regularly as part of her work, it noted. "I regret ever knowing him, and I have enormous sympathy for the victims of Epstein's crimes." This is what she told the newspaper in a recent statement. The next one, they say it's well known that Epstein offered unsolicited favors and gifts to his many business contacts. And that's according to a Goldman Sachs spokesperson told the outlet on Friday. The next person is Howard Lutnick. Now, Howard Lutnick, who serves as Commerce Secretary under President Donald Trump, had planned a trip to Epstein's private island. That's according to Newsweek, okay? Now, according to DOJ released emails from 2012, Epstein invited Lutnick to his Caribbean property, Little St. James, for lunch. Hi, Jeff. We are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart's, Anguilla on Monday at some point. Lutnick responded in a December 19, 2012 email, "Where are you located? What is your exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good?" Now, a Department of Commerce spokesperson told Newsweek via email, "This is nothing more than a failing attempt by the legacy media to distract from the administration's accomplishments, including securing trillions of dollars in investments, delivering historic trade deals, and fighting for the American workers." Secretary Lutnick had limited interactions with Mr. Epstein in the presence of his wife and has never been accused of wrongdoing. Now, a spokesperson for the Commerce Department also said Lutnick had never been accused of any wrongdoing in connection to Epstein, per the BBC. The next person is Steve Tisch. New York Giant co-owner Steve Tisch traded emails with Epstein in 2013, including messages involving conversations about meeting with women. "We had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. In addition, we discussed movies in investments," Tisch said per Fox News. "I did not take him up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. As we all know now, he was a terrible person and someone I deeply regret associating with." Newsweek has approached Musk via a Tesla, Rumler via a Goldman and Sachs, Gates via the Gates Foundation, and Tisch via the New York Giants for comment. So what do you guys think about all these little names? And then they got another name that was added. Hold on. And this is Joe. Hold on, let me get his name correct first so I can say it correctly. Hold on. Is this the same one I just got? Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure. I'm waiting on my slow T-Mobile to load up, you guys. Okay, it's so slow at night. No. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I think I'll open the same exact one. Okay, let me go to the next one. Okay, so we got Sarah Ferguson. Okay, I got another name too besides hers. Okay, now they said newly released emails show that Sarah Ferguson, the former Duchess of York, told convicted ex-offender Jeffrey Epstein to just marry me 6 months after his release from prison, according to the documents made public Friday by the U.S. Department of Justice. The message sent in January 2010 was included among millions of records tied to the disgraced financier. Okay, that's according to Radar Online. Epstein had been released from Palm Beach County Jail in July 2009 after serving 13 months of an 18-month sentence for soliciting X from girls as young as 14. In the email, Ferguson wrote, "You are a legend. I really don't have the words to describe my love, gratitude for your generosity and kindness. XX, I am at your service. Just marry me. Okay, they said the message's context is not explained in the files. Other correspondence suggests Ferguson offered Epstein and his associates VIP access to the British royal sites. In June 2009, while Epstein was still incarcerated, she told him, I can organize anything, after he asked about arranging a VIP tour or access to something special in London for the daughter of his lawyer, Alan. So to arrange something special. The emails appear to reference possible access to Buckingham Palace, though it remains unclear if any such visit took place. In another message dated September 2009, Ferguson again mentioned marriage, suggesting Epstein wed an unnamed woman with a great body, adding, okay, well, marry me, and then we will employ her. Okay. Beyond the marriage remarks, the newly released cachet sheds further light on Ferguson's continued contact with Epstein after his 2008 conviction. The documents also show Epstein sought to pressure her into releasing a statement claiming he was not a PEDO, and that she had been doped into believing false allegations about him. Among the files are exchanges with someone identified only as Sarah, whose email address is redacted, as well as discussions with other about Fergie. The documents indicate Sarah refers to Ferguson. In March 2011, Epstein asked his publicist, Mike Citrick, to draft a statement that in ideal world Fergie would put out days after Ferguson told the Evening Standard she had deep regret over her ties to him. The following month, Sarah wrote that she did not and would not call him a P, and that she had acted to protect my own brand. Epstein also told others in 2009 that Fergie said she could organize tea in Buckingham Palace apartments or Windsor Castle. After his release, Epstein asked whether there was any chance of your daughters saying hello to an unnamed person while in London in July 2010. Ferguson replied, Beatrice is in London with her father. I guess Yuji is away with a cool boyfriend. So I don't know how you pronounce her name, Eugi. Additional messages show Ferguson thanking Epstein in August 2009 for being the brother I have always wished for, and writing she had never been more touched by a friend's kindness. In April 2009, she called him my dear, spectacular and special friend, Jeffrey, and a legend, adding she was so proud of him. Now, they did say all of these exchanges happened after Epstein's 2008 conviction for prostituting minors. That's a hot ass mess, huh? So let's see what else they got here. Okay, now Joe Rogan also appears in his latest Epstein files. So let's see here. So anyway, they say Epstein allegedly exchanged emails with, okay, we already got all this, but let me get to him, Joe. So they said numerous emails mentioned the UFC, and one revealed Epstein's attempt to get in contact with Rogan, who initially began commentating on UFC events out of love for the sport before moving into an official analyst and commentator role, which he has held for nearly 3 decades. So Epstein wanted to meet Joe Rogan because he was funny, because he is funny. So let's see. So the emails reveal Epstein was on the UFC promotional email list from 2009 onward and paid for many UFC pay-per-view events. UFC versus versus Jones is not available on demand, but you can order it online. Would you like me to order it and have it ready for play on your iMac in Cabana? And that was written by paralegal Story Cows, to which the accused Jeffrey responded yes. In another email, Epstein tried to arrange a meeting with Rogan through a physicist and cosmetologist, Lawrence Cross, who appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast in 2017. He said, I saw you did the Joe Rogan show. Can you introduce me? I think he's funny. That's what Epstein wrote in the email to Cross. Then Cross said, I will reach out to Rogan. A few days later, he sent Epstein a follow-up email confirming he reached out to the comedian but was unable to set up a meeting. He said, sorry about Rogan so far. He seems more timid than I would have thought. Okay, that's what the physicist and the cosmetologist wrote. As Radar reported, the email mentioning Rogan comes after the podcast host suggested President Donald, who else was using anti-ICE chaos to distract from the Epstein files as the DOJ continued to delay the release despite the law. The 2017 case came nearly a decade after his 2008 Florida arrest, which led to his conviction on soliciting peas from a minor charges. Now, despite his criminal history, high-profile figures continued to associate with Epstein for years until he passed on. A 2016 email exchange between Epstein and Larry Vysotsky, his longtime pilot, revealed his plans to purchase a private jet from former UFC owners Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta. Apparently, the Fertittas just sold the UFC business for $4.4 billion and are moving up to something else, a person named Gary wrote in the partially redacted message. Their expectation is $25 million. Everything is negotiable, as you know. They haven't done any next-gen mods. Gary submitted a $17 million offer on behalf of Epstein, but the Fertitta's representative did not respond. Man. So they just said a lot of high-profile people still interacted with this dude, even after he was convicted of the crimes that they said he did. You said you can't even put their names in there, huh? And why is YouTube blocking all of that? That's crazy. Anyway, you said you convinced all these rich people. No, I don't know if they knew or not. Okay. But again, let me state this again. Just because their names are in here, it doesn't mean they did anything weird. Okay, point blank. I don't know what to say, you guys. There's a lot of names here. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a trip. All right. Now, Joe, he did good. He really did, because he was like he's not dealing with this dude at all. So I commend him on that one. Hold on, y'all. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I commend him on that, because he just would not deal with that shit at all. At all. Let me see what people are saying about him. And I'm not going to cover the other guy. I mean, they got some weird, I'll just say this, they got some weird stuff, you know, in these emails that they claim were there. I don't know if they're there for sure or not, about, you know, who, you know, doing some awful stuff. I don't know if this is true or not. It's a hot mess though. Some of these accusations, allegations, or whatever you want to call them, are a mess. Okay, point blank. I wish we could talk like we want to on YouTube, but of course you can't. That's why I said the only thing I would do is just, you know, mention the names and just read what I see here. But I read a lot of stuff, and it's just, you know, a hot ass mess, some of the stuff that they have here. So Elon Musk's daughter claims that these emails are true. She says she was on St. Barth, and that's according to a source. All right. Again, I don't know if this is 100% true or not. Okay. Elon said that all this stuff is false. Okay. It's not true. So, and he said he was one of the person that was pushing for these files to be released. So again, but they do have some stuff here that they claim that he said. Let's see. So yeah, his daughter said that she was there with him. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I wonder if we will ever know the 100% truth about all this stuff, because I don't think we will. That's true. Like, I'm sitting up here reading this stuff right now. I mean, when I read some of this stuff, I mean, I'm thinking other things. You know what I'm saying? You know, honestly, I kind of, like I said, you can't say too much here, you know, on YouTube. But one would think if people were, especially high-profile people, a high-profile person was doing weird shit, and they were contacting you, you contacting them, you would think that people would know what this person is doing. Now, I'm not sure if you would know, but I'm just saying you would think, because you would think maybe they said something to you at one time or another about the activities. You know, just like with Sean Diddy Combs, and I'm not going to speak too much about that either, but, you know, you would think that some of these people, you know, definitely knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, of course, some of them did, because they came back now saying that they did, and they just could not say anything because they felt like they knew that Sean Diddy Combs would retaliate. You said it's all true. The question is, will there be justice? Probably won't be, because everybody's denying things, and they already put in there that just because these people names are on the list, it doesn't mean they did anything wrong. Okay. You know, people can be freakazoids if they want to. Okay. The problem comes in at if they did anything with younger girls. You know what I'm saying? If they did freaky stuff with older women and these women went for it, I mean, that's not against the law. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy to say all of the women were grown, because even if they did have proof, they're not showing it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't understand how, you know, we will ever be able to find out if any of these things are 100% true. Probably not. Probably not. You know, every time you say a particular person, you read an email from a particular person, everybody claims that it's not true. So again, I don't even understand why they even, if they're not going to do anything about this and try to figure out if any of these things are true, what is the point of putting it out? Now, this one email that they claim that came from Elon, it doesn't say he was doing anything with underage people. Okay, I can say that. It says, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year. And so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. So he's looking for fun and excitement, but that doesn't mean that involves underage girls, okay? Period. So, I mean, again, unless they have emails that actually says that, and you know for sure it's coming from him, I don't see how they can really say it. And even if they do know, will they really, release that and do something about it? I just don't think so, because it's easier to say that these are all fake, or it's not him, it was somebody else. It's easy to say that. I'm not going to play that because YouTube be tripping out. You guys can go to TikTok and play what Trump said on the Howard Stern show. Because every time I put him on my videos, they be doing the most, okay? So Elon Musk did say he's suffering. He said the extreme pain of being accused of being the opposite of who I am. Okay? So again, just because somebody said a peaceful island experience is what is the opposite of what I'm looking for, it doesn't mean they're talking about underage girls, though. They could be talking about just being freaky, or just they want to let loose and get drunk and do whatever, but not with underage girls. See, that's what I would say if I was him, point blank. That doesn't mean, that I'm out here doing whatever Jeffrey was doing. I didn't know anything about it. Okay? So, like I said, his daughter said they were there, though. So, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. So, it is what it is. But the thing that I do know, if anybody, any of these grown people had anything weird with underage kids, they definitely need to be held accountable. All right? That doesn't make any sense. Goodness. So let's see what else we got that I can probably talk about in code. Let's see here. That Sarah Ferguson thing, though, was a trip, man. If she actually did these, that was a hot ass mess. Why would you want to marry this man? Okay, but anyway, why? Then they alleged that a certain person's security told one of the great victims she would be fertilizer on his golf course. That was another email in Epstein's files. That's another claim. So again, we don't know if that's true. They got some. If y'all read some of these emails, y'all would be tripping out. It's a hot ass mess. It really is. And I wish I could really talk freely about them, but you can't. But yeah, it's a hot mess, especially the claims they made about a certain person raping an underage girl, putting fingers up in her, all this other stuff. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, some tripped out claims. Okay, period. So y'all really need to check those out so y'all can see what I'm talking about and decide for yourself if you believe these emails or not, or you think they just out for a witch hunt or what. Okay, so check them out and see for yourself. Point blank. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, you guys. Let me go ahead and tell y'all about Timothy Busfield real quick. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be some more names added to that list too. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a whole bunch of names added. I think I forgot even to put the thing up there, but that may be a good thing that I forgot to put it up there. Let's go ahead and put Timothy Busfield up here though. I bet there's going to be so many names, man. But some of those people probably just didn't have business with him, and that's it. No talk of parties or, hanging out or nothing. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to Timothy real quick, Timothy Busfield. So they said that he was branded a CREEP and accused of making graphic extra, demands by Julia Roberts' sister-in-law decades before his ex-abuse arrest. Now, remember, these are just claims, okay? We don't know if this is true or not, okay? He is innocent until proven guilty. Don't forget that. And these are just claims. So let's see here. And that's according to Radar Online, okay? I guess her name is Elissa or Eliza Roberts made her claims in 1994 when a 17-year-old girl accused him of sexual harassment on the set of Little Big League. And of course, he denied that. Remember, we was talking about that. So anyway, they said Elissa, I don't know if we say Elissa, we're just going to call it Elissa. She recalls an encounter with Busfield, whom she says she barely knew, which took place 5 years earlier. She alleged he spoke of his desires to give her, let me put it like this, mouth action, okay? He claimed he would be so great in BED for her and complained that his wife was a lousy F. Wow. The actor, who had been married to Little House on the Prairie star Melissa Gilbert since 2013, was with his first wife at the time. In total, 6 other women came forward to offer sworn statements in support of the Minnesota's teen's account. Among them, Roberts, 73, who is married to the Pretty Woman star actor brother Eric. 3 of the 6 women were involved in the production of Little Big League film in Minneapolis in the fall of 1993. I don't know how they skipped like that, but anyway, 2 were Minneapolis women who testified that Busfield had hit on them in bars in a persistent, unsettling, and aggressively sexual manner. So let's see what else. Now, in a 1994 deposition, Elissa expressed regret that she had not taken stronger action at the time of her own alleged encounter in 1989 with Timothy Busfield. She was scared of negative publicity, as she explained, saying these kinds of things can kind of mushroom and get very big. She also said she did not want to be taken away from her kids, and her husband in her own work. So again, I don't know. I mean, I believe this lady, okay? I really do. But again, Timothy Busfield, is innocent until proven guilty, like I just said. And of course, he denies, I don't think he denied this or said anything yet. Let me see. I know he denied I think he denied the stuff with the 17-year-old girl. Like, I don't remember for sure, but I think he did. Yeah, I think he denied that. Now the other kid where the father, where they claim that the father gave him some type of counseling section and said that he would not report it. I think that one right there is definitely confirmed. Okay. That's tripped out though. I mean, more and more, stuff is coming out. And this right here is a hot ass mess for him. If he said all of this stuff, he spoke of her. He spoke of his desires to give her mouth action. Claimed he would be so great in the sack for her, and complained that his wife was a lousy. You know what? That's crazy. So yeah, I believe her. I really do. I don't think she would probably be making that up like that. And like I said, people can appear to be one way and be a total different person, and you don't even know anything about it. Not saying this is how he is, okay, because I don't know him, but I'm just saying people can be like that. Shit. You took the words right out of my mouth, okay? For real, for real. That's tripped out. And she definitely said that he was a CREEP, and she accused him of sexual harassment. Julia Roberts' sister-in-law. That's tripped out. So what do y'all got to say about that? Let me read some of these comments. Somebody said, why do people wait so many years to report stuff? I don't know. That's weird. And then they be so worried about their careers and everything else, and they just let stuff go. So this person, not this person, right, but so the person could go on and continue to do stuff and possibly to other kids. Why even say anything about it if you didn't say anything about it years ago? Because you could have prevented, stuff from happening to other kids or people. Let's see what else they got. Let's see what else some people say. They're talking about everything else except the topic. Somebody said, I absolutely believe her and the 6 other women. These people do not know each other. This PERVERT cannot be innocent with this many complaints. Somebody said they could be in for a payday. I don't know. I don't think that the sister-in-law is in for that. Okay. As far as the kids, the 2 boys, I believe something went on because when they took those 2 boys to the hospital, that's when they did the warrant for his arrest. So something, must have went on either when they examined the little boys or either the little boys told them something at the hospital. I'm thinking the little boys probably told them something at the hospital because if they would have examined the little boys and it would have looked like they've been touched, they probably would have had that all in the newspaper. So I'm just thinking maybe the little boys said something to the doctors and told the doctors that he touched them or whatever the case is. And that's why they put the warrant out. Because they're going to believe those kids. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's puzzling is the fact that the little kids said originally, I think these are same 2 boys, that Timothy did not touch them or anything. Okay, then all of a sudden then they changed their stories. That's the only thing that's puzzling. But like I always say, he is innocent until proven guilty. All right. So I will keep you guys updated on his case and everything. And y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think he's guilty or do you think he's innocent? Now, so another one, Well, I'll tell you guys about this tomorrow with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. Okay, I'll tell y'all that tomorrow. I'm still gonna be talking in code though. You don't want to be messing around with Jay-Z now. So crazy. But for real, I am gonna be talking in code. All right, so let's see here. Let me give y'all a couple of breaking news, and then we're gonna get out of here. I told you no more than an hour. I said 40 minutes, but no more than an hour for sure. So let me go ahead and do this breaking news real quick. So they do have some recalls, okay? So let me give you guys that. Yeah, these stars will never learn, I see. Gosh, why would you be going around doing this weird shit? You can go get you some call girls and have them act like, dress like they're younger. I mean, if you into weird stuff and you into, I mean, why mess with little kids if that's what, happened? That's weird. You need to get some help, for real. Anyway, they did do a recall. They still have that recall in effect. And let's see here. It's a massive recall. 2,000 products. So they said they have these in recall because of severe sanitary violations at a Minnesota-based distribution facility. This is the one where they found evidence of rodent, urine and feces and bird droppings in areas where food, medications, and medical devices were stored. Okay, we saw this in the news. Okay, so this affects retail locations mostly in Minnesota, Indiana, and North Dakota. So here are the items right now: Cheerios, Advil, Pringles, Nutella, Tylenol, Gatorade, Skittles, and pet foods like Purina and Friskies. So anyway, they said the health risk is exposure to these unsanitary conditions create a risk for salmonella or oh my God, I cannot say this. I'm gonna spell it Leptospirosis. Something leptospirosis or something. And that's a bacterial disease spread through animal urine. Okay. So they said what you need to do if you got this, you can destroy the products immediately, or you can request a refund from Gold Star at 612-617-9800. Again, 612-617-9800. And again, the products are Cheerios, Advil, Pringles, Nutella, Tylenol, Gatorade, Skittles, pet foods like Purina, and Friskies. And this is basically in retail locations in Minnesota, Indiana, and North Dakota. And what you guys can do is type in Google massive recall because of rodents, droppings, and urine and stuff like that. Okay, and you can find the batch numbers and everything. So that's the massive recall, man. Goodness. And let's see what else we got here. One more news thing. So I hope you guys watched my news reaction earlier. I was talking about how they did the changes with EBT, the SNAP program. So check out that video, and I talk about all the changes they made with that. So let's see, one more story. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So check out this crazy story. A man was unalived by, a GUN because his friend refused to share his French fries. That is so crazy. I'm telling you, some people do some weird stuff, you guys. So anyway, they said the argument started over an order of French fries that the victim did not want to share with the suspect. And this is in Fort Worth, okay? This happened on Wednesday, January the 28th. An adult male with an apparent wound to his head was found after police responded to the scene at a Fort Worth, Texas apartment complex. Now, they are still looking for the suspect. They may have him now, but they were still looking for him. That is crazy, crazy. Now, they did render CPR on the male until the EMS came, but obviously they could not save this dude's life. So they tried to. I mean, they got when they took him to the hospital, he was still alive, barely hanging on, obviously. So when he got to the hospital, they tried to work on him, but several hours later, they did pronounce him unalive. I cannot believe that his friend shot him over some damn French fries. Okay? He did not want to share, the victim did not want to share the fries with the suspect. And then they got into an argument, and then it escalated to a pew-pew, and he was unalive. Now, they did identify the person who did it, but they did not release the identity. But they did not locate this dude yet. So they did say anyone with further information is asked to contact the Fort Worth Police Department at 817-392-4330. Again, 817-392-4330. Or you can even submit tips anonymously through Tarrant County Crime Stoppers by visiting 469tips.com, 469tips.com, or calling 817-469-8477. Again, that number is 817-469-8477. I told y'all, some people just unalive people for any old reason, okay, over French fries. French fries. Because he wouldn't share. Damn, go buy your own French fries. Goodness. This man is unalive because of some damn French fries he would not share with his friend. Just crazy. Crazy. Doesn't even make any sense, you guys. It really just doesn't. So that's it, you guys, for this show tonight. I told you guys I wasn't going to stay on here this long. You can always catch, me tomorrow night with another Night Owl Live. And we are going to be talking about some more names on that list, okay? And whatever else I find. I got some Michael Jackson information, too, that I may want to share with you guys tomorrow as well, all right? But anyway, thank you guys so much. I don't know. That's crazy. You unaliving your friend over some damn French fries because he wouldn't share. Told you people do some weird stuff. That's what I was telling the country way people. People be tripping out over fries. Okay? Fries and weird stuff. They will unalive you over the most silliest things. So I know getting down well, if their spouse was lollygagging around with their ex-girlfriends and boyfriends and shit and things of that nature, they would definitely go off. Told you. The proof is in the pudding. And that's on everything. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell notifications, and hype this video up if you can. All right? Thank you guys again. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Thank you, Jermaine, for checking me out as well as and hanging in there. You guys, if you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash up donation, $shades2, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All right? You guys, I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you again for tuning into Shades 2. And I am out, you guys. I am out. We did it, y'all. 1 hour and 1 minute. Peace out. Let's go ahead and change these banners real quick, you guys. If I can find it. I'm too far down, I believe. Let's go up here. There you go. All right, y'all. Sweet dreams. All right. Thanks, Jermaine. Let me mute this music in the background.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shay's 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, and back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube,